Hi dear Virgos, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to talk about the transits for the month of September. And happy birthday to September Virgos. I hope you have a wonderful birthday, celebrate yourselves, and I hope you have a wonderful year ahead of you. Okay, and so in September we have not as many events as in August, but still it's an interesting month. So at the very beginning of September, we have 6 planets in retrograde. I mean, that is frustrating because the progress is going to feel slow. Yeah, because half of the solar system is in retrograde, going backwards. So it's a good time to work on the things that are already in progress. Don't waste energy trying to start new things. But thankfully, in September, two personal planets, Venus and Mercury, are going to turn direct. So our daily life should feel a little bit better, like in September. Yeah, the relief is coming in September. And since you guys are ruled by Mercury, yeah, you guys are really feeling the retrograde motion of Mercury. But it's going to turn direct in your sign, so it should be great. And so, as usual, I'm going to start with overviewing the outer planets first in order to provide context of like what is going on in our life in 2023. Pluto, the planet that is furthest from the sun, has been in Capricorn since 2008, so for the past 15 years. And it has been causing transformations in corporations, banks, institutions, power structures, governments. Okay, um, like you remember, a lot of banks collapsed. The financial crisis of 2008. That's when Pluto entered to Capricorn. That's why that crisis happened, and so it has been happening. The changes. I mean, some people, some corporations have become like incredibly rich. So it's like a double-edged sword. It's been playing out well for corporations and playing against them. Yeah. So now those things, all of those transformations have been happening for you in your house of romances, in the house of children, creative self-expression. So yeah, for the past 15 years, your romances have been like transformative, like probably intense, because Pluto is a very intense planet. It is not a calm planet. Yeah. So what else? Your the life of your children has been transforming, probably slowly but surely, not necessarily in a bad way. Yeah, transformations are good, right? And so next, and oh, also what I was gonna say, Virgos, millennial Virgos, uh, especially those of you born in around 1995 or something, you have Pluto going over your Neptune and Uranus. So like this year is probably quite eventful for you guys. And but like don't worry, we're almost at the finish line of this transit. Mm, and after that, after Pluto leaves Capricorn, you guys are gonna feel a huge relief. Yeah, because those two giants, Uranus and Neptune, yeah, generational planets, and Pluto is also generational. So you've been feeling generational energy here. Yeah, and so next, Neptune in Pisces. Neptune in Pisces. It has been in there. It has been in your relationship house for 10 years, causing confusion. So, Neptune in Pisces is the planet of fake news, literally, because Neptune rules collective subconscious, and Pisces is very nebulous. It's very like foggy. So, like collective subconscious has been like fed lies, propaganda, fake news, and also we've been feeling mentally ill. Yeah, collectively. Look at this. Like, I don't remember any time in like in my life like where the world felt crazy. Yes, there's so much mental illness around the world, and I blame this Neptune in Pisces. And Virgos, we've got the worst part of it because like Neptune is in our relationship house. So yeah, it's been giving us all those crazy lunatics, mentally ill people in our relationships. I have Virgo rising and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I'm gonna say it in every single video until Neptune leaves Pisces. So yeah, cursed be this transit. Yeah. So, but thankfully Saturn is also in Pisces. So Saturn uh, can bring serious relationships. So hopefully, Saturn is gonna reduce the negative energy of Neptune in Pisces and give us more like solid energy. Yeah. And so Virgos, don't worry about Neptune in Pisces. You can meet a serious relationship, a serious partner. So be out and about. Yeah. So you might meet someone important and date and get married in 2026, because that's when eclipses are gonna start happening in your relationship house. So yeah, be out and about. Don't be pessimistic about love. Um, you guys are worthy of love. Please remember that. Virgos tend to suffer from like low self-esteem, like really critical of themselves. Don't do that, okay? And so next, Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus. It has been in there since early 2019, and it's in your very exciting house for you Virgos. It's in your ninth house, so you've probably been getting a lot of like unexpected trips, or like trips to unexpected places, like places that you thought you would never get to visit. Yeah, so it's cool. And also, those of you who are thinking of going back to college, you might study something you never thought you would study. Um, if you are going back to grad school, you might change your major. Like, it's not going to be the same as in your bachelor's, if that makes sense. Okay, and Uranus in your ninth house can really transform your belief system. Like your personal philosophy. Maybe you will be fascinated with some foreign culture. Yeah, so explore that fascination, that curiosity. Mm, yeah, and another interesting thing is Jupiter is also in Taurus until next May. Yeah, for a year. So from this May until next May, Jupiter is in your ninth house, and Jupiter rules the ninth house, so it's very comfortable in there. So giving you luck, making you lucky until next May, and also giving you opportunity to travel, or expand your knowledge. Yeah, Jupiter can do that, so you can experience luck in regards to like um, legal matters, immigration matters like visas, passports, and stuff like that, and and also like traveling. A great time for traveling. And now I'm gonna make a mini ad. I offer astrology readings, so if you would like a birth chart analysis, astrocartography reading, progressions, transits, synastry, please email me or leave a comment. I will contact you, and we can set up an appointment via Zoom or FaceTime. Yeah, and the way I charge is pay as much as you want. Yeah, like I don't have a set price. Some customers have been like really generous, which I appreciate. Like I've been pleasantly surprised. So yeah, now I'm gonna talk about the inner planets. On September 3rd for Americas, or September 4th for most of the world, that's when Venus stations direct. Yeah. uh That's when Venus stations direct on the 12th degree of Leo. So for Virgos, that is your 12th house. Um, yeah, it has been retrograding there since July 22nd, and it was in your very secretive house, your very last house, like it's the house of subconscious. Okay, um, so probably you met a crush, like a new crush, had a secret crush on someone, or maybe you like were healing. Okay, like in the 12th house, when you understand like really deeply, yeah, it can bring healing. In my case, for example, I did not really have relationship stuff so far. I mean, I'm recording this on August 18th. I haven't had any relationship stuff, but what I did was I was able to understand and analyze the toxic relationship that I was in, like why I let myself be in that relationship. How could I let such a thing happen? So I was able to analyze that and come to an understanding without bitterness, okay, without emotions obstructing the analysis process. Yeah, does that make sense? Virgos, I think you can understand what I'm saying. You guys are very analytical, so If you are watching this in August, you still have like 10 more days to do analysis of your relationship stuff, like to do like deep healing. Yeah, it's a great time for that. On September 3rd, it's gonna turn direct. I mean, I wouldn't get too excited when it turns direct because it's still gonna be in the shadow zone until October 6th. But still, Venus direct is better than Venus in retrograde. And you can expect your finances, your love life to slowly start going back to normal. Yeah, especially finances because Venus rules your second house. hmm And then on September 4th, a day after Venus turns direct, Jupiter takes up the torch of retrograde from Venus and turns retrograde until December 3rd, 2023. Yeah, so Jupiter is going to be retrograde for the rest of the year. And so for you, Virgos, that is your ninth house. So legal matters, immigration matters, yeah, they might slow down until December. Yeah. And then what else? Is, and we feel the retrograde motion like more than when it's direct because also like it's a time when Jupiter is retrograde is a time for us to really absorb the lessons that it's trying to teach us. Okay. Because when it's direct, when we go over those degrees for the first time around, we might not notice some details because we are distracted by all the new stuff. But when it's retrograde, we are able to kind of like look at the details we missed because we will be like slowly going backwards. Okay. Yeah. So I hope you understood my point. And then on September 6th, we have the last quarter moon in Gemini, and this marks the beginning of a week where not much happens. Yeah, because think of it like this way: life is a stage, right? And so right now the stage is decorated in Leo themes, in Leo style, because we had the Leo new moon in August. So yeah, look, it's decorated in Leo stuff. But from September 6th until September 11th, that's when we will be taking down those Leo decorations and hanging Virgo decorations, getting ready for the Virgo new moon. Yeah, and so this is a week of like getting ready for the new lunar month, and then finishing things up that started with the Leo new moon in August. Yeah, so allow yourself to rest, gain energy, get ready for the new moon in your sign. So that new moon is gonna happen on September 14th. Uh, so Virgos, those of you who were born on September 14th, that means you're gonna have a new moon on your solar return chart. This is important because something new is gonna happen in your life because the new moon energy is gonna be present for the entire year for you. So some Virgos might become mothers. Yeah, like my cousin, for example, she had a new moon on her birthday this year, and she's gonna become a mother. Yeah, she found out that she was pregnant. So you get the idea. Something new is gonna happen in your life. Next, so those of you Virgos who are waiting for news, announcements, decisions, messages, you can expect that to come starting from September 12th until like September 16th. Well, I would say like 4 days before and after the new moon. So like even starting from September 10th, yeah, you can expect those. And so this new moon is going to happen in your first house. And so first house is a house of self, personality, self-expression, like your personal style. Yeah. And so a new page is going to start with that. You can feel more energized too because the sun has been in your 12th house, right, in August, and now it's entering your first house, so you feel energetic. Mm. And another interesting thing about this new moon is that it forms a kite aspect on the sky on that day. So the luminaries in Virgo are going to be making trine aspects to generational planets, Pluto and Uranus. So there's going to be an easy flow of energy, like the triangle. And so there's going to be this very stable energy, grounded energy, and like efficient energy, like present during that new moon. And so the new moon, the luminaries are going to be making opposition to Neptune. And so that Neptune is also friendly with Uranus and Pluto, making a sextile. So it forms a kite aspect. And this aspect is associated with fate, destiny, opportunities for growth. Yeah, this doesn't happen very often. So this should mark the beginning of an interesting month. Another thing about this new moon is that it's the last new moon before a solar eclipse. Remember, we have a solar eclipse in Libra in October, in mid-October. So sometimes the events associated with that solar eclipse can play out a month in advance, a month before or month after the solar eclipse. So I would say Virgos, for some Virgos, you might expect, you might get some big changes, some big events around this new moon. Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to happen to all Virgos, but some. Okay, yeah, for some this might play out in on September 14th. Yeah, and also this new moon marks the beginning of eclipse season. Eclipse season is when we are restless. It's like life feels hectic. Our routine is like kind of disturbed because the air, like the smell of change is in the air. Yeah, subconsciously, energetically, we can feel the change coming. That's why our body kind of like starts getting ready for that change. So I would say the first half of September is going to be relatively peaceful, uneventful, but the second half is when things are going to start picking up pace. Yeah, get ready for changes and adjust. Yeah, and Virgos, you guys are very versatile, very adaptable, so I'm sure you'll do fine. And so the eclipse in October is going to happen in your money house. So Virgos, it should be cool. Yeah, I'm happy. And so that is it about this new moon. Also, another thing about this new moon is that Mercury retrograde, the ruling planet of this new moon, is also in Virgo, so it's strong in its own sign. But it's retrograde. It's going to turn direct a day after the new moon. Yeah, so it should be interesting. Our daily routine is gonna go back to normal. Like there is gonna be no confusion, no misunderstanding after this. I mean, I wouldn't get too excited when Mercury turns direct because Mercury is at its most confusing, most challenging, right when it turns retrograde or when it's about to turn direct. Yeah, so I wouldn't hurry with signing contracts, agreements, lease when Mercury turns direct. I would say wait at least a week or at least a couple of days. Yeah, but still, Mercury direct is better than Mercury retrograde, right? And so after this, on September 22nd, we have fall equinox in the northern hemisphere. Yay! That means the sun is going to enter Libra. Day and night are going to be equal. And Virgos, for you, that is your financial house. Yeah, the sun is going to leave your first house and enter your second house, illuminating your self-worth house, your money house, yeah, your resources, your material possessions, your valuables. And that's where the eclipse is going to happen. Yeah, so the sun is going to be getting ready, okay, in that area. So on September 29th, we have a full moon in Aries. So the full moon is going to be in your house of shared resources, in your 8th house, in your house of intimacy, commitment, and the sun is going to be in the money of your own money, the money that you earned, your possessions. Okay, so there's going to be this, like, the luminaries are going to be illuminating those matters for you. My money, my partner's money, my self-worth, like my partner's self-worth. Yeah, there's going to be a need for balancing in that area. And the thing is, the aspects are all over the place around this full moon. When I looked at the chart of this full moon, I was like, oh wow, because the planets are not like together, but like evenly spread out around the chart. So they are making like all sorts of aspects. So I feel like emotionally we're also going to be all over the place. So be patient, okay? And the effect, the peak effect of the full moon is usually felt 4 days before or after the full moon. and after that things tend to go back to normal. But another thing is, this full moon is the last full moon before a lunar eclipse. We have a Scorpio lunar eclipse on October 28th, so this one is the one before that. So again, the same as with the solar eclipse, the events associated with that the Scorpio lunar eclipse can play out around this full moon. So some Virgos, please be observant and expect changes maybe. Yeah, so it should be exciting. There's no need to be scared of eclipses. They bring changes, and like it's like the destiny like puts us where we are supposed to be. Yeah, like so it should be good. And so this is it for September, dear Virgos. Remember, Venus and Mercury are going to finally turn direct in September, so our daily routine should start feeling normal again. I mean, the outer planets, 5 of them are going to be retrograde, so don't waste energy trying to start new things. You're going to feel frustrated, so work on the things that are already in progress. It's an excellent time for that. And then we have that new moon in your sign, and that new moon marks the beginning of the eclipse season. So enjoy the normalcy, sense of normalcy in the first half of September, and get ready for like speed picking up in the second half of September. Yeah, and then you have that Aries full moon at the very end of September. So something financial, like full moons are culminations, illuminations. So something about shared resources, maybe like something about loans, maybe finishing paying off loans. Yeah, that can happen because full moon is completion, and eighth house is the house of loans. Yeah, so some Virgos might pay off loans, and something about finances, something about shared resources, maybe like uh, with your partner, like something regarding intimacy, some culmination in that area. Yeah. But overall, it looks like an interesting month, especially with that kite aspect and during the full moon. I mean, during the new moon. Yeah. And so, dear Virgos, if you like this video, please subscribe. Um, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.